Alright, let's get to it.
I'll keep an eye on things out here.
Yeah, me too. You have fun, Captain.
Alright, I see how it is. Well, let's see what we got. We got the first body here. Another one. Wait, it's in pristine condition. 53. Okay. Ooh. All these corporate people being corporate. What do we got? The UDL RQL MKIV gunship. It's the ship ID a Cantan Karuskanid. Error. Captain Matsu's captain's key is active, but his life signs are no longer detected on the bridge. Logging flight hours while not present for duty is a violation of UDL policy. Let's see. I guess before we do that, let's locate the targeting module. Targeting modules are located in primary routing. Access requires Captain Matsu's command key. Warning: the integration module is responsible for controlling access to this ship's primary functions. Removing it will void your manufacturer's warranty, and despite removing it, the ship remains UDL property. Unauthorized access by parties not covered by UDL policy is a felony. Well, let's run these diagnostic sticks. The main terminal's online, the bridge control's offline, and the engines are technically functional. But the hull integrity is don't ask. This MKIV gunship's operational parameters have exceeded acceptable damage ranges. The cost of any repairs necessary at your nearest UDL repair facility will be averaged amongst the crew. Aww. Everyone in the crew has to pitch in whether they like it or not. Let's view these logs. Captain's log, November 12th, 2354. Oh, error. Unable to access central log storage. Only the most recent entries in Captain Matsu's logs are available. Alright. CE saying something about spare regulator bypass something something. Chief Kuso, I'm turning this thing towards the groundbreaker, firing up the engines and retiring. Better to be arrested than lose power and drift out into space. I just hope this old bird can handle one last trip. Okay, so that was on November 12th. Then on December 21st, the same year, how in law-forsaken colonies it's so impossible to requisition parts. My chief engineer is barking at me to order yet another damn thing, and I can't even get a response from corporate. And then, a little bit later, on January the 3rd, 2355, another ship lands on Terra 1, and we can't shoot him down. That makes... I lost count. What's the point of being out here if we can't get some backup? Okay, so they witnessed the ship going on Terra 1, and what, they could shoot it down or something. Let's start the Mayday message playback.
Hello, my name's Jen. I'm the chief engineer on this gunship, and I'd like to let the record show that our captain is a total fucking hullhead. I told him again and again that without fixing our regulators, spinning up the engines are going to blow through our coils and we'll go flying off in a completely random direction. Well, here we are. Thinking we'll hit soil in about 30 seconds. This is your chief engineer signing off for what is probably the last time. It's a shame you can't see this middle finger I'm holding up, because I'm doing it as hard as I can.
All passive aggressiveness. Well, that sucks. all we can do now is eject the Captain Matsu's command key. Let us continue. Okay, I thought if I did that, then I wouldn't be able to access this, but... Error! Captain Matsu's keycard has been removed. The current time is error, which indicates that the captain's shift is still ongoing. Failure to report to duty is a violation of UDL policy. Oh no, we're violating this. And look, it's so violated it turned red. Okay. Well, we gotta proceed. We gotta unlock. Let's see. Just out of curiosity. Okay. So, I still get the benefits of having a larger inventory, even though my companions just don't want to come. Oh, wait a minute. I did check this body. Yes. Okay. Well, what do we got? What do we got over here? Nothing. Okay. It's pretty dark in here. It's pretty dark and scary because it's red. What do we got in here? The standard troop. I don't know if this is something I already have, but I'll take it anyway. Alright, and you got nothing. Alright. Let's go upstairs and see what we got. Oh, for the gunship's captain's key. Ooh. Look at all these pretty mechanical stuff. So there's this, and then there's this. Oh, what to do, what to do. Oh, look, I'm just saving. Really? Okay. Well, it's a good thing I have to access this first. Wait, oh. Okay. Oh, I did something. Can I? Oh. Pick up Cantankerous Canid Targeting Module. Well, I completed this. Give the module to Sanjar. Give the module to Graham. Well, let's see. Ooh. Can't we all just learn to work together? Yo, guys, guess what's happened? Pravati.
I hope this fancy soap we got is extra strength. I'm feeling a mite ripe.
Aw, wait. What about you, Nyoka? Where'd you go? Nyoka.
That queen ain't gonna go down easy. I can't wait.
Yeah, but what about...
What's up?
I mean, you know, what we did, but okay. Well, now we got a tough decision to make. Let's see. So, go to Amber Heights and give Graham the module to ally with the Iconoclast. We go to Stellar Bay and give Sandra Nandi the module to ally with the MSI. There's nothing we can do. Let's just get along. Well, let's see. Let's go to Amber Heights. Alright, let's see if they could try and persuade
I'm
me.
real sorry about your friends, Nyoka. Ain't no one deserves to go like that. Certainly not folks just trying to get by.
Thanks for saying that. You know, after seeing so many people get chomped, trip into Sulphur Pool, shot by marauders, I always figured we'd die young. But Just because you expect it doesn't make it any easier. Oh, shit. Next chance we get, I'm buying you a Spectrum bottle, so we can proper drown this melancholy.
Faux show. Oh,
I didn't get a chance to try Spectrum when we went out drinking. Is it any good?
It is without a doubt the worst, most foul liquid mankind has ever had the misfortune to invent. You'll love it.
oh, I like their dynamic. Let's see, so what do we do? I guess we could see if they can try and, what do you say, convince me. Let's see if we got, so you still have anything to say, Zora? Because I want to know more about, we still have to figure out what happened to Tom and his sacrifice. Because I still want to figure that out. Let's see if Zora has anything to say now that we discovered stuff about Tom. Yo.
Captain, we should chat.
Yeah.
Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see the Iconoclast surviving is we depose him.
Whoa. I'm with you there. Let's go talk to him. And you'd run in his steed? I'm not going against Graham. Well, let's see. I mean, I guess, yes, she would run in his steed.
Yeah. Hell, most of our people listen to me already.
Well, isn't this going against the philosopher's way? The Iconoclast may take your orders, but most of them believe in him and his teachings. And what's next? What will you do when you're in charge? No! Alright, wait. Let me just... Wait, what? Oh. Okay, no issue. Wait, hostiles? Who wants to hurt me? Okay, there we go. Let's go back to Amber Heights. Let me do something about my perception. Excuse me. Okay. Nope, wait. Okay. Inventory, something about perception. Yo.
Captain.
Of
Graham,
course.
Yeah.
Isn't this going against the philosophist way?
I thought so, but now I'm not so sure. Graham's always saying that what will be, that we're all here for a reason. Maybe his was to teach me to lead.
Oh.
Maybe mine is to save the colony where he can't.
Okay, so this is just something I could say. The Iconoclast may take your orders, but most of them believe in him and his teachings.
Sometimes you gotta do what's best for someone, even if they think you're wrong. Even if it's painful. When we're in Stellar Bay, they'll come around.
And what's next? What will you do when you're in charge?
Take Stellar Bay. Lick our wounds. Eventually figure out how the hell we're going to spread the word to the rest of the colony.
Fair enough.
I'm going to confront him. Can I count on your support?
I'm not going against Graham. Yes, let's go talk to him.
Okay. Deep breaths. This is what's best, Sora. Time to save Monarch.
Did I trigger something? Oh no, I can't go back. Wait a minute, I can no. Yeah, I'm not going back. I have to make this decision. Wait. This... Okay, this has nothing to do with, Okay, cool. So this isn't going to affect Kaned's Cradle. But if she's going to be the leader of Amber Heights, then won't that... Man. Let's see. Before we go and confront him, we go see what these guys have to say. Because she wants to take over Stellar Bay. I don't want that.
I'm real sorry about your friends, Nyoka. Ain't no one deserves to go like that.
Alright, don't
Certainly
lock
not
me in
folks.
a certain dialogue tree. Let's see. Wait. Okay. I need my talking hat. Where'd it go? Here we go. This is my talking hat.
Just trying to get by.
If the Iconoclasts reach that ship first, there won't be any chance for a peaceful monarch. I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet. I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the Iconoclasts.
Huh. Wait. I'll let you know when I've made progress. Okay, so I can get out of this, so I'm not locked. According to the ship's logs, they've suffered some kind of malfunction. Why do you need the targeting module? You can give it to him, it'd be like it's all yours. And could you agree to a truce with the Iconoclasts? Okay. So let's first figure out... Let's see. Well, if I say that according to the ship's log, he'll know I've been there. So I guess we can ask something like, why do you need it?
Well, because the module controls the weapons systems.
I mean, why do you need the gunship's weapons systems? Seems like your people should be able to handle this. What's so bad about the Iconoclast reaching the gunship? Enough about the gunship. So why do you need it?
Because once we mount them on Stellar Bay's walls, no Marauder or Raptidon will ever be a threat to us again. Stellar Bay will be as secure as any other settlement in Halcyon.
If you say so. That's a worthy goal. Just don't ask me to lug a bunch of cannons from that ship too. But I don't see how UDL is going to let you keep their toys. True. I feel like he's going to say, oh, they're not going to come and get that, or... yeah, they're not going to care. Let me see.
The board's own Salvage and Recovery Clause 32B would say differently.
And they won't dare challenge us over this. Not after the data you found on their experiments here.
Ah, that's actually... yeah, that's clever. Well, it seems like, your people should be able to do this.
Look, Celia, he's being funny again.
I don't think so, sir.
Really? Huh? I could have sworn... well, that's not important. What is important is that there's a considerable distance between us and that ship, and most of it is inhabited by Marauders and Raptidons.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty treacherous.
Oh, it is. And that's not saying anything about the Sulfur Pits, the Mantisaurs, the Iconoclast Rebels... Celia, do we have any pep pills? I'm feeling lightheaded.
Aww.
I'm afraid you finished them going over the sales reports last week.
Oh, well, I suppose you see our predicament.
Well, I guess the last thing to ask is, what's so bad about the Iconoclast reaching that gunship?
Can you imagine what those maniacs would do with weapons like that? They'd wreak havoc.
And roll back all the progress we've made at reconciling with the rest of Halcyon.
Good point. You don't know that. Maybe things need a shake-up. Well, again, we don't know that for sure. Let's go in the middle again.
Oh, I've known their ilk long enough. Even if they merely sat on the scraps, the threat of a bunch of anarchists holding a gunship would bring the full wrath of the board down on Monarch. We can't afford that.
I'm skeptical they'd care enough to wipe us out, but if they did, we wouldn't stand a chance.
Oh, you see our quandary then.
Ah, okay. Okay, just don't ask me to lug a bunch of cannons from that ship, too.
Don't worry. We'll send an engineering team for those later. We'll have to disconnect them from the rest of the ship.
Of course, they'll be useless without that targeting module, which is why it's critical that you retrieve it.
I see. These weapons sound pretty powerful. Says the guy who's sending me to go get it. It's all yours. No, let's see.
Which is also why we can't let the Iconoclast get them.
Actually, let me check something.
And roll.
Even if they merely sat on the scraps, the threat of a bunch of anarchists holding a gunship would bring the full wrath of the board down on Monarch. We can't afford that.
Okay. So if they hold it, wait.
Can you...
And
Oh, I've...
Let me see. Aw, okay. Alright. Just don't ask me to lug that.
don't worry.
Of course.
Says the guy sending me to go get it.
Well, surely you don't mean that. I thought we were in this together, like a team. I'm the dashing mastermind with a head for numbers, and you're my roguish sidekick who always gets the job done. And you're just a little bit smitten with me, but won't admit it.
That's definitely not what's going on here. But anyway,
The point is, this weapon system would be a powerful advantage, and we can't risk the Iconoclast getting it.
gotcha. Okay. So enough about the gunship.
Good, because we haven't a moment to lose.
Yeah. According to the ship's logs, they suffered some kind of malfunction. Let's see, okay. Wait. Alright, before that happens, let me see my character. Okay, I'm still good. There's this or that.
If the Iconoclast...
Alright, so, could you agree to a truce with the Iconoclasts?
They're all mad! And what's more, they left us! I don't see any way for us to work together.
Oh, come on. Forget I said anything, or I've read your reviews, Sanjar. You can't do this alone.
Not this again.
Remember what we practiced, sir.
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. I am a mantipillar, and my will is my cocoon. I can emerge and become whatever I wish.
No. Truce. Come on. You're good with details, but you could use someone who sees the big picture. The people who wrote your reviews are the same type of people you'll deal with on the board. Pull your head out of your ass, Sanjar. Don't screw this opportunity up over your wounded pride. Alright, 3 will just piss him off, and then, I think, 1 will go against his ego. But, yeah, 2 seems like the most logical one.
I hadn't thought of it that way. Perhaps you have a point. Supposing you're right, who exactly would you have me work with? The Iconoclasts are not the most compromising sorts.
How did things get so bad between you and the Iconoclasts? What about Graham's second-in-command, Zora? Oh no, wait, was I supposed to speak with you before Zora, or... Okay, wait, let me... So how did things get so bad in the first place?
How do these things ever start? Once upon a time, Graham and I saw the same problems with MSI. A rigid corporate structure with no regard for its people. But, where I wanted to reform MSI, he only wanted to take it apart. As if starving in the wilderness is somehow better than starving under corporate mismanagement. He won't hear reason now, and I wouldn't trust him again.
Actually, that sounds very similar to, like, Zora. At least she believes in their philosophist ways, like... between Graham and Zora, she's more practical, like Sanjar. So I think, yeah, she would be more into, like, I think, agreeing with him. But I already locked myself out of that dialogue tree, unless I can go to her and ask her about it. I don't know if I was supposed to speak with her. I don't know if I was supposed to do this and then speak with her, but... Alright, let's see. So what about Graham's second-in-command, Zora?
That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo.
There ain't a body on this planet that can keep a group patched up like she has. I don't know how she does it.
I'd be willing to consider it, but I need to see her review first.
Give him Zora's review. Actually, I already found it on a terminal in Cascadia. Are you serious?
One can't be haphazard about these things. Besides, if you think her skills will complement mine, then we should see what those skills are.
Let's see. Here you go.
Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well, it seems like she's actually very qualified.
If it weren't for her, I'd wager the Iconoclast would have died off a while ago.
I wasn't expecting to say this, but if you can put her in charge and convince her to agree to a meeting, I'd be willing to discuss terms.
All right, very well. Now let's go speak with him. All right, Graham, we're gonna need you to let Zora be in charge. Okay. All I gotta do is go to Amber Heights. Yeah, right. Wait, what? Wait, journal. Region. Oh, I guess I could still go to him and... Okay. So now we gotta confront Graham. Before I go to him... Let's take some of this, some of this, some of this. Alright, Graham, let's try and see if we can persuade you to do the right thing.
Captain, you must be back with the access codes to our new ship.
Graham, we need to talk.
We have work to do. This isn't the time for one of our spats.
Graham, we gotta talk. We aren't here to argue. We're here to act. Stand down, Graham. I'm sorry, Graham, but Zora's taking over. This one is just... He's gonna be like, what? What do you mean? What is this? It's like, stand down, Graham. I won't. I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, I mean, if we're here to act, we're here to do something. It's more practical.
Yes, we are acting. On Stellar Bay. What's this about?
You're running the Iconoclast into the ground, and I don't believe it'll get better after we take Stellar Bay. The troops take orders from me already, and you've brought me as far as you can down the eternal path. It's time to step down.
The troops. Listen to you. This isn't an army. They aren't soldiers. They're believers. Followers. They pick up a gun because you tell them to, not because they want to. And you, Captain, after all you've done for me, for us, you throw behind this mutinous blasphemer?
Mutinous? Really? So if this is a mutiny, then that would mean that this would be a captain and a crew, or I don't know. There's some sort of metaphor that I think if there was this metaphor that would make me sound smart, but yeah, I can't think of it. Oh well, I don't know. I was thinking of the metaphor of a captain and his crew, and I was thinking of a mutiny, so I was like, oh, this is your pirate ship. But yeah, I couldn't put two and two together. to make it sound witty. So, let's see. I do. She's got the best interests of the iconoclasts at heart. You're about to take over a planet. You can't handle that responsibility. I just think she'll be a better leader. Let's get on with it, Zora. Well, if I say she's got the best interests, be like, what? So does that mean I don't have the best interests? And if I think she'll be a better leader, you're about to take over a planet, you can't. This is, of course, he's gonna say, of course I can handle that responsibility. He says, of course I've got the best interest. Or he's gonna be like, I don't have the best interest. No, I do. Let's get on with his Zora. No, that's just gonna be like, we're gonna freaking attack him. Let's see. So yeah, I just think she'll be a better leader.
How can you say that after all I've done for the iconoclasts? They wouldn't be here without me.
But they wouldn't be here
I
without
built this
Zora
movement
either.
from the ground up. I've brought freedom to Monarch, and all these years later, we're still free.
I joined because I believed that you were in it for the iconoclasts. That you wanted nothing more than to bring freedom to Halcyon. That you were selfless. But I know the truth now, Graham. I know what happened in Amber Heights. You didn't start this movement because you wanted to save us. You wanted to save yourself.
No.
Dude. Oh, damn. She's taking it there. Alright. Those deaths are on your hands, Graham. No amount of meditating will clean them. You ran. You needed a clear conscience, so you ran. You don't seek enlightenment, you just feel guilty. Let's get on with it, Zora. Damn! Aw. These are my options. This one is just deepening the wound. This one's calling him a coward. This one seems the most realistic. A lot of the guilt, especially when you feel guilty about doing something. Yeah, you do a lot of thinking. And I guess, yeah, he did come up with a conclusion. Alright.
Guilty? I didn't mean for them to die. I'm not a monster. Of course I feel fucking guilty. I've spent years atoning for my sins. I've studied, meditated, taught. I built the iconoclasts so that any man could cast away his past for a fresh start.
That's your answer, Graham? You needed a fresh start? After all those innocent lives? I'm sorry. I believed in you once. I did. But it's over. Stand down.
I won't. What happened back then was a mistake, and the colony has moved on. This is my movement. These are my people. If you want to lead them, you'll have to kill me.
No! Whoa, wait. That isn't necessary. Not much of a choice here, Zora. Let's get this over with. No, come on. This isn't necessary.
Please. Don't make me do this, Graham.
If this is where my path ends, I accept it. But as long as I draw breath, I will not abandon them.
No.
So be it.
No!
Captain, look out!
Oh.
With us?
Don't tell me. Wait, don't tell me I have to. Does this mean that he has to die? Do I go back? No, all these decisions have to be final. I can't keep going back. Alright. I'm gonna stick with this decision. I'm gonna save. Alright, let's talk to Zora.
Well, Captain, here we are. Killed a lot of people in the name of the Iconoclasts, and it never feels right. But this time, it's especially wrong. You got the... Void held me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it?
Well... Hold on. I was thinking you and Sanjar could join forces. Targeting module. Here, let's finish this. Not yet, I'll be back. Okay, so we could have done this and then speak with Sanjar. Alright. Let's try and, wait. We'll just take this.
Guess I'm in charge now. Still trying to figure out what that means. You got the... Void held me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it?
First, let's break out a peace agreement.
I've thought about it, but I think we're too far gone. Pulling Carlotta's support was crossing a line.
What was it you said? Sometimes the best option is the most painful one? Persuade. Sanjar has corporate resources you could use to spread the message. Neither of you can afford this fight. Monarch is going to devour the Victor. Your people have suffered long enough. You could put a stop to that. Fair enough. Well, I like this inspiration. Plus, I like this one.
That's not exactly it, but you've got a point. I've lost a hell of a lot to this fight. Graham would never agree to this, but I'm starting to realize how often he led us astray. All right, if he's willing to talk, I'll give him a chance.
Awesome. I've already spoken to him. He's agreed to meet.
Well then. I've got to prepare a few just-in-case measures, but when you're ready, let's meet at the old OSI church outside Stellar Bay.
Got to oversee the negotiations.
Here we go. Pride aside. This is for our people. Here we go. Pride aside.
We go to the OSI church. Over here. Guess we'll go over here. It's too quiet. I don't see any murderers. Oh, I'm sorry, marauders. Oh, same thing. Wait, let me take my special medication. Iconoclast revolutionary and the MSI commander. Alright, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming.
What's up?
I wish I'd had more time to prepare a proper analysis on the costs and benefits of your proposed union, but I suppose we'll have to improvise.
Yeah. That's the spirit. Sanjar, you've got to scale it back. I don't have time for nonsense from either of you, so let's just get this done. Well, let's just be like that, spirit.
Gotta admit, I really thought I was walking into a trap here. I'm ready.
Don't fret. The captain here is right honorable. Usually.
Sanjar, Stellar Bay's got food and walls. And my people need both. If you'll have us, we're willing to share the space.
do you have any idea what that would cost? Why, drawing up the budget alone is going to take weeks.
You don't have weeks, Sanjar. Zora's ready to storm the city right now. That is not going to work. Okay, what if the Iconoclast just supported your supply lines? I mean, I guess I can't speak on the behalf of the Iconoclast, but if you're going to draw up a budget, I'd appreciate a paycheck. Okay. This is threatening. This is just being an asshole. I mean, let's try and propose this.
Not good enough. I need to move a fair amount of my people into the city. We need shelter, Captain.
Okay. I'm not saying live outside. Just help out in the wilderness once in a while. Being stubborn about this isn't going to get you anywhere. At least that'd be better than nothing. I'm sure you can find a way to make it work. Well, I like this one.
Suppose some of our healthier folk could offer aid. Some of us need to stay in the city proper, though.
Captain, this might really work.
Truly, a compromise? I'm not sure I'd ever have heard as much from Graham.
Graham was a murderous fiend, and I'd be shocked if you didn't already know that.
Careful, Zora. Graham was Sanjar's friend. Something tells me Sanjar didn't know. I don't think Sanjar would have hurt anyone. If he knew, he didn't agree to it. Oh. Do I reveal this? Could this actually jeopardize this? So I just say Graham was Sanjar's friend. And this is just like, blaming Sanjar for it. I want these people to be in an agreement. Okay, let's just go with something told me Sanjar didn't know.
This feels like one of those times when everyone at headquarters but me is laughing at something, but you two aren't laughing.
Amber Heights, you haulhead. 10 years ago, Graham had all those people killed.
What? That's not possible. Even for him, that's going too far.
It is. We found correspondences between him and the pirates. Wasn't it convenient how they all died just after blocking your proposal? You're missing the big picture for the details again. I guess we just gotta tell him the proof.
But that means... I had no idea, I swear. Look, we were both fed up with corporate leadership, but I never guessed he'd do something like that.
I buy it. Sanjar ain't capable of hurting a sprat, even from a distance.
You can't take bureaucrats at their word. You back someone into a corner like this, and they'll say anything to get out of it.
All those bureaucrats? Well, take it back a notch, Zora. You're here for your people, not the past. Sanjar, you're a leader. That means taking responsibility. Is this gonna take much longer? I got places to be. I mean, if I say you gotta take it back a notch, Zora, you're here for your people, not the past. But didn't we... Because when we attacked Graham, I mean, we were like, can't forget the whole past because you wanted to, like, start anew. Because you were like, that was it? You're gonna, like, all their lives, you're gonna start anew? All of this meant that, like, we couldn't forget the past. And yeah, Sanjar, you're a leader. That means taking responsibility. So, okay, so I like this one. Taking responsibility, I mean, yeah.
Very well. I suppose my ignorance is no excuse. I knew Graham for years. I should have done my due diligence and known exactly who I was working with. Surely you know what that's like.
Yeah, I do. Okay, if you're willing to house and supply some of us, I'll have our more capable soldiers help out.
Glad to hear it. I'm hopeful about this alliance. Was that so hard? Now hug it out. I'm hopeful about this alliance. Now hug it out. Fuck it.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'll need to sign a physical contact waiver first.
Thanks for coming out, Sanjar. Guess I'll see you at Stellar Bay.
Gotta be honest, Captain. Never thought I'd see the day. You've done a good thing for Monarch here.
Yeah. Alright. Oh wait. What do you got to say?
Hey.
Who are you?
If you'll excuse me.
Hey.
If you'll excuse me.
Hey.
If you'll excuse me.
Hey.
If you'll excuse me.
Okay. So where are you guys going? We're all going together as a group now, see? They even integrated these guys so that, you know, the Iconoclast right here and the MSI Recruit, they're walking together. They're not walking separate. Hey. Oh, we'll use my... What about these Iconoclast Revolutionary? Excuse moi. Ooh, we even got these people who are powerful.
What did Stellar Bay's engineer name your cannon machine?
I don't rightly know. That'd have been Guster, I think? I'd ask him, but he fell in the machine once, so... Could call
Aww.
it Guster's Demise, or the Guster Crusher. Oh, that's got a ring to it.
Forget I asked.
Alright, see? You guys are getting along. Even though, you know, you're not saying much, you guys are getting along. Actually, wait. It's the MSI Commander, and then the Iconoclast Revolutionary. Then, there's the Iconoclast Righteer, and the MSI Recruit. And then the MSI Guard, and the Iconoclast Rider. Wait, so the Iconoclast Rider is on the same level as an MSI Guard and MSI Recruit. Alright. Wait, you guys... Wait.
If you'll excuse me.
Hey.
Hey, okay. Well, let's see what changed. Okay, we gotta return to Lilia. Radio Free Monarch. We gotta speak with Phineas, but before we do that, let's go to see what changed. Do. We got an MSI Guard. We got any Iconoclasts here? What do you guys have to say?
We're not used to outside help around here.
Yeah, well, things change. Alright, Sanjar.
I must thank you for your excellent recommendation regarding Zora. She's most capable.
Yeah.
Anyway, what can I do for you?
How are things going in Stellar Bay these days?
Quite well. As a matter of fact, Zora is proving most capable. You should see the way she pounds the table and gets straight to the point. It makes for some rather exhilarating meetings. I know I had my concerns initially, but your instincts were right. Zora and her compatriots have become valuable and productive members of our community. And since we're back in the board's good graces, we've got real growth prospects to look forward to. What can I do for you?
You guys are back in the board's graces, yeah. What does that mean?
Huh? Move along. Carry on. Hey.
Okay. Hold on. Let me check my inventory. I got anything to sell? Some junk. Alright, let me sell you some junk.
Do your part to support the local economy? Laws know we need it. What can I get you?
Let me sell you some stuff.
If you don't see it, I don't got it. Don't go asking for the special reserve.
But I changed the monarch. Come on. Okay. There we go. Got anything special to say, Sebastian?
You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
Maybe another time. Alright, let's see what they got to say in... Fallbrook. Wait, no. Amber Heights. What's up?
Good luck in all that you do.
Thank you. Alright, Zora. You did your thing. Is it still stealing? Yeah, it is. Okay. Zora. Where you at? Where you at, Zora? Did she just disappear?
Carry on.
Oh. What about in here? No. Where'd you go? I guess before we leave, let's speak with a good old pal. What? No! Where'd you go? Where did you go? Anything to say, Ash?
I'm drinking here. Move yourself on. Nothing on this moon for nobody. There's a lot of heartbreak.
Alright. Wait a second. Maybe they're in Stellar Bay, just in a specific part. Rose.
May the eternal truth guide you.
What, you got something specific to say?
Hey, thanks again for helping out. What can I do you for?
We're all good. Oh, wait.
Didn't think I'd see Tucker here again.
Some of these iconoclasts aren't so bad. Zora's people don't take orders well, but they seem like they can handle anything.
Okay, so I see the MSI here.
I get the feeling Zora's people didn't take a lot of showers in Amber Heights.
Okay. Did she write anything new in her diary? Wait, what? Aww. Wait, no. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Okay. Okay, so I see the MSI here. So this represents the integration. Let's check Stellar Bay. Alright, where in Stellar Bay are they? I would assume she's in somewhere, wait. MSI. Nope, there's an executive, another executive.
Here to do business with Sandra?
What about you?
It'll be nice to do business without having to deal with sublights, thugs, and markups.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, where are the iconoclasts? They should be here.
Poor Braxton.
I don't want to think about it.
What you guys? How you doing, Frederick?
Hey, I don't have time for this.
Okay, what about you?
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up.
Gosh, this old girl's in a rough way. Even old Bess in Edgewater was in better shape than this.
Hey, you want to try running a cannery with obsolete machinery? You be my guest.
Sorry, ma'am. I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just your flanging apparatus isn't making a strong flange, so your sealer isn't sealing right, and...
Oh. I see what you're saying. Huh. I'll have to try that. Anyway, what do you folks need?
Well, that was it. What about you guys? What about you worker?
At least Grim's done bothering Velma. Last thing anyone needs is...
Where's the MS? So, where's the Iconoclast? They should be here. Caleb?
Best get back to work. Don't want to give Velma a reason to change her mind.
Okay. Well, let's see. So then where would the Iconoclast be? Left field.
Good news. The games are coming through loud and clear. What can I do for you?
Well, nothing. Well, okay. What about through here? No. Yeah, the friggin' Iconoclasts. They gotta be around here somewhere. What? I really can't see. Wait, no. Look over here. I really can't see where they would be. There they are! So they have their own little shack right here. I wonder what you got to say.
Don't worry about me, Captain. Mama and I'll work this out.
Normally my boy listens to reason, but he's being so stubborn.
Well, at least you got some Iconoclasts here. Oh, okay, so this is where they got their own little place. Zora.
It feels thoroughly strange to be allied with an actual corporation. But I gotta admit, it has its perks.
Well, perks?
Yeah, like, you know, food. They got a hell of a lot of fish here. One of our guys is allergic. That's a damn shame.
How are your people and Sanjar's people getting along?
They're fine. They harass one another. Stooge this, fanatic that. It's all in good fun. No blood yet.
Yet. Are you okay working under Sanjar?
Fuck no. But I'm not working under him. I'm working with him for the safety of my people. Big difference, Captain.
Okay, my bad. Glad it's working out. See you. I bet. See you later. Well, I'm glad.
It feels thoroughly strange, but...
Okay. Wait, is the other person here? Aw. No, she's not here. Oh well. Oh wait, Huxley! So you're here now! Yo!
Carry on.
What?
Got it. Inside voices. Move along. Huh? Hey.
Aw.
Got my sights on you. Move along. Huh? Got my sights on you.
Aw, you keep being you. Okay, so at least we got Huxley working here now. Let's see, and her leg doesn't seem to be broken. Well, glad to at least see Huxley's here, and she's doing well. Okay. Well, there's one last person I gotta check out. No, not you. Oh, wait. Bennett?
Laws. Can't a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace?
You've got a lot of brass for a man doing absolutely nothing.
What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place. We may be back on the path to respectability, but it's going to be quite some time before we're a proper town with culture and reliable plumbing.
Sounds like a poem. I'll leave you be. Okay, Maguire.
Something else I can do for you?
Well, what do you have to say about... Okay. Empty. Alright, where's that last person I want to check out?
Sometimes what they're doing on other colonies.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Alright, no. Worker, no. Alright, Grim. The last person I wanted to talk to.
I'd show you around, but I gotta keep watch. Just in case someone else...
Alright, never mind. I'm gonna check out Terra 1. So the Iconoclast still here. They aren't. Wait.
Here they come!
Nope, Mana Queen. Come on, Mana Queen, fight for me! Do my bidding! Okay. And entomophobia. After having been swarmed by insects too many times, you're no longer your best when being attacked by them. No. Okay, so yeah, they're no longer protecting this place because this was a Graham thing. Alright, does anything change in sunlight? Come on. Come on, guys. See if they got anything specific to say now that we're here.
Hey, Cat. Knock, knock.
Yo, Catherine.
Judging from the blood spatter on your shirt, I take it you visited my favorite cleaner?
Well, I'll get back to you on it. We could always... I'm really curious to see what Catherine has to say. But she's always here. Alright, guys, just stick right here.
I'm going.
Let's see, now that I have the key, will it just be... Can I use it normally? Okay. This terminal is registered for usage by Catherine Malin, and is only to be accessed for the official communication on behalf of Sublight Salvage and Shipping. The messages to Lilia Hagen. From Catherine Malin to Lilia Hagen. Subject: Blind Drops. My dearest My dearest pain in the ass. For a good month now, I've been blind dropping supplies to an anonymous buyer. The payment's clear in full, on time, and the supplies are religiously retrieved from the bridge to the north of Fallbrook. My suspicions warn me that we might very well be dealing with a corporation, one operating on Monarch illegally. The opportunity for exploitation is ripe, and I find myself itching to strike. Advise now or forever hold your peace. Your most favorited salvager, Malin. Well, now what do you have to say? It's from Leah Hagen to Catherine Malin. Contractor en route. I told you I don't want to see business details, especially not on record. If there's something I absolutely need to know, send a courier. Courier 6. Someone we both know. Otherwise, handle it yourself. You work your magic. I trust your calls. Rah rah, end of line. Send me some borscht when you're done. I'll send you torpedo juice in trade. Finally got a line in with one of those engineers. I hired a new contractor and sent them your way. You can call them Alex Hawthorne. They're not the Hawthorne that used to do Fallbrook runs, but I don't care and neither do you, right? Expect them to deliver a package for me. You'll know what to do with it when you see it. Anything you need done, ask them. Just make sure they can do what they came for while you borrow them. Let me know next time you come to Groundbreaker. I'll make dinner. We can get falling down drunk and scandalize our employees, just like old times. Pain in the ass. Aww. Do you have any specific things to say?
Judging from the blood... Sure.
Okay. Well, that's about it. Oh wait, what about you?
Well, well, aren't you the very picture of good health and sound decision-making? However, we can't make good decisions all the time. Consider whoopsie-daisy coverage. Please note that to make a claim under this policy, you must describe your error in detail before a panel of relatives over the age of 65. And also note that doing so nullifies the privacy and dignity clause.
Okay, you keep being you. Well, let's go to Skilla. What am I gonna wear? $53, and this is $49. Wow. I'll be darned. Which looks cooler though? This one? Or this one? I'd say the other one, but let's stick with this one. Let's go to Skilla. No. Skilla.
Our fuel cells are now primed with Alta Vitae gas. As the organics say, let us hope we do not explode in transit to the Groundbreaker.
Haha. Let's go to Skilla. Oh, we got Harlow's base. Okay. Well, I'm tired though. I feel like I'd be cutting this video too short, so let me see. I mean, I could always just cut the video and then come back when I'm not so tired. Okay, I guess I'll do that. So, see y'all when I'm not tired. Okay, as it turns out, there was one more thing I had to check out. Alright. Welcome, King. How may the system assist you today? If you would like to terminate a personnel's probationary period, please select the corresponding personnel file after entering your password. Let's see, personal files. All files have been terminated. Error 6548. No files in directory. We can access this. The executive dictation of 056. Well, let's see. Who would have thought it? Am I king? Whole factory ripe for the taking. None the wiser, save for me. And now the king, I reckon. Who is also me, but different. Better. I know it ain't wise to be so fanciful, but it grows so lonely. Just me and the pigs. And the machinery. And now the king. The others will come soon, though. To work for me, the laborers. Got to start small, but then we'll build. And we'll feed. And we'll feed. Alright, now 108. That was 56, now we're at 108. The king can scarcely believe how awful fine it's all gone. I came from nothing, but now I am a self-made man. Sorry, it's like a raspy-ish voice. Rich in meat and money beyond what one can believe. Power and privacy are mine. Everything I ought ever to desire is mine except for... And the king. He may not have been with me from the beginning, but he was the first to arrive. He kept me from being alone. That is for true. Don't think I could forget nor escape that fact. Alright, now 113. Just 5 more entries after that. Think I got it. Any personnel, and I don't care if they be a line worker or a janitor or a star's damn cysty pig, we shall tell them to call the king by his rightful moniker. And do it properly. None of the Slaughterhouse Clive pig shit, or I will show them a slaughter they won't ever forget. Did I make myself clear enough? Yes? Marvelous! That ought to do it. Alright, Clyde. You got anything to say for yourself?
Business is booming, and the king owes his life to you. Thank you for all you have done.
Okay. Now we can head towards Skilla. Also, I decided to go with Bravati and Felix since we haven't seen this duo talk. Or we have, but I don't remember it, so let's, we need more different interactions between different characters. So, where's the exit of this place? It's gotta be around here somewhere. Could have sworn it was over. No. Wait. I can remember this place. I was just here a bit ago. Da-ba-da-ba-da, shibba-da-ba-doo. Where is the exit? I'm figuring things out. Just give me a second. What the? Okay. Just taking a quick detour. No big deal. Right, Bravati? Right, Felix? Yeah. Hey again. Just going through here. Alright, now we can go back to the Unreliable. Yeah. So, yeah, I decided just to go to bed and wake up, and now I'm feeling way more energetic, so, yeah. They all gotta go to Skilla. We can go to the Skilla Landing Battle.
Destination reached. Scylla.
Thank you. Scylla. Gotta remember that. Okay. So, who's, let's see, we got friendships due. Bring Felix to meet with Harlow. Oh, that's probably in the other... Yeah, okay. Don't bite the sun. Okay, that's on Byzantium. Brynjoka and the Empty Man on skill law. I assume... Okay, so it is here. Alright, so the two characters... Alright. We'll bring Felix and Parvati on a different mission. You know what, I'll go with them when I go meet Harlow, so I'll go with Parvati and Felix. But since we're already here on the regular Scylla... Why do I go back? No. We'll just go with Vicar Max and Yoka. I like to see this dynamic duo chat. Let's see. This mounts this. And anti-right gear. Yeah, he's got some good stuff. I don't see anything else that's long guns. I guess he's good with this one. And he's got the Stun Baton Ultra. And Yoka, she's got all that plasma stuff. Alright. Yes. Yo.
I want to thank you for talking some sense into me back there with Cheney. It has been a long time since I gave in to my violent enthusiasm.
Cut the crap, Max. You lied to me about Cheney, and I want to know why. Never mind that. Why did you feel the need to lie about Cheney? What was it like, being in prison? Alright, I'm not gonna be like that. Alright. Why'd you feel the need to lie to me?
You're right. I owe you an apology. I've been so obsessed for so long, I couldn't see anything else. You offered me a place on your crew, friendship, and I used you to get to Cheney. And even then, you saved me from myself. I don't know if I could live with myself had I gone through with it. You owe me nothing, I know, but I'm begging your forgiveness.
I understand. We all get a little obsessed sometimes. You're forgiven. Alright, okay, but I'm watching you. You ever lie to me again about anything, you're out. I don't think so. You're not welcome on my crew anymore. Pack your things. Of course, all is forgiven.
Thank you. I promise I'll be nothing but truthful from this point forward.
I guess. Alright, I don't think we'll have another opportunity to ask this, so... What was it like being in prison?
Oh, exactly as you'd imagine. Can't say I enjoyed the stint. It did provide me with plenty of time to think. The way I see it, the universe was snapping me back to where I needed to be. You stray too far from the course of your destiny, the world will try to correct for it.
I see. Well then let's move on. And we're here for you, Nyoka.
What's up?
Can I ask you something?
What's with the pleasantries? You want to know something, just ask.
Oh, okay. What made you choose the hunter life?
I didn't. I was born into security detail, and when the corporations abandoned this place, I stayed.
Why'd you stay? What do you mean, born into security detail?
I mean, I wasn't sent off to school like I should have been. I was born here, and my parents kept me. Raised under the monarch sky. Been breathing sulfur since I knew how to smell it. This place is all I know.
Has Monarch always been your home? You were around when the corporation left Monarch, right? Or never mind, no, I want to know.
Yeah, at first we all thought it was about damn time. I don't know if you've noticed, but Monarch ain't exactly easy on the spirit. Then it got uglier than a rat eating a sour grape.
I hear that a lot. What happened exactly? From what I've seen of the corporations, I'm guessing it wasn't a clean exit. It's not exactly easy to evacuate a planet. So yeah, what happened?
Everything that could have gone wrong did. Townships were promised evac shuttles that never came. Overland routes were attacked by marauders and wildlife. Supplies went missing, our equipment started corroding on account of the sulfur in the air. It was a fine mess.
Okay. Would it have been better if they stayed? You don't blame them for screwing up. Terra 2 isn't doing much better. Yeah, but it's not like, oh, because Terra 2 isn't doing much better, that justifies it. Well, I guess I might as well know. I guess would have been better if they stayed? I think clearly she would say no.
I don't know.
Well,
but at least we'd have money to back us up. Supply shipments. Food that we don't have to hunt down. Look at MSI. They're getting along fine. I have to think the Corps could have made it work if they'd reprioritized.
Not good enough. Halcyon should be thriving, but red tape holds them back. You think Halcyon just needs a change of leadership?
I'm not sure we need anything, Cap. We've had our growing pains, to be sure, but here we are. Still alive, still fighting. Long as nobody goes around trying to dismantle the whole thing, I think we'll be fine. Progress requires structure. Nobody's gonna build a sewer pipe or a road if they don't got a boss telling them to. The bureaucracy's necessary.
Oh. Never thought of it that way. Thanks for the perspective. Eventually, someone will take it upon themselves to provide for the community. People were perfectly comfortable shitting in holes before we had sewers. Well. True, but eventually someone will also take it upon themselves to not provide for the community. Still, I do like this. I like this perspective, at least. I like, her for sharing it.
Anytime, Cap.
Okay.
What's up?
Well, let's see. I'm sure you've got all manner of hunting stories. Tell me one.
I took a job once to clear out a rat nest. Partnered up with a fellow out of Fallbrook who called himself Dirty Don.
Was he dirty?
Bit on the shorter side. Had a penchant for cards. Thing is, he introduces himself, and the man is immaculate, clean. He had a flowery presence to him, a pleasantness that didn't invade your space. He was just there, and you were glad for it.
So I'm pretty sure this was like a psychological thing. So, why was he called Dirty Don? A clean man on Monarch. I'll believe it when I see it.
When we set out to hunt down the Raptidons, I found out firsthand where his nickname came from. Dirty Don killed those Raptidons with his bare hands. His bare fucking hands, Captain. He was a whirlwind of grotesque primal fury. In the end, he stood drenched in blood over the entrails of a dozen raps. If he had a scratch on him, I wouldn't have been able to tell. It was glorious.
Damn. I'd have loved to have been there. That's almost close to what I was actually thinking. What happened to him? Is he still out there, tearing up the wildlife? That doesn't sound glorious. It sounds like he was a psycho. I'm guessing he's not around anymore if I haven't seen him. But I would have loved to be there.
Day came when he tried to take on a Mantiqueen. Got himself eaten one limb at a time. Wonder if he tasted like soap. Oh well, live and learn. No matter how tough you are, if you're gonna fight something bigger than you, bring a firearm.
True. Well, let's see, so who are we going for? Let me check my journal. Oh yeah, my inventory. I think I'm gonna just go with a regular old this right now. And a light machine gun MK3. So let's see, the empty man. Let's do, Vicar Max.
A vicar, huh? You a true believer, or do you just like the tithes?
Why, that's borderline offensive, Ms. Ramnarine Wentworth. Of course I believe. The tithes are merely a well-earned bonus.
I met another believer once. Pushy type. He thought he'd been left behind for a reason. Thought he'd find some kind of cosmic truth in the wilderness. Got himself infected by a mantis and drowned in a sulfur pool. Some truth.
Can't get more brutally true than survival of the fittest. But don't mistake us all for blind fools. Intellect plays a large part in who stays among the living.
Glad to hear it.
Good. Just be taking these mag picks. Thank you. Ba-da-bum. Anything else? We'll take this, yes. Electrocharged surface, but no. And this. Okay, I'm good. Rum-bum. So this is for the hermit. We gotta find some sort of hermit. Let's read why. The scholar turned out to be someone else entirely, an ex-con Max met in prison. But through Reginald, you were able to learn that the journal was originally the property of a philosophist who rusticates in a life of a hermitage on Scylla. So let's go see this hermit. Figure, have we been there? So can we... I think I have, but I still just gotta go there by foot. Alright. Alright, what do we got here? I'm just kinda curious. Anything around the ground? Anything for me to take?
This is a monument to man's intelligence and strength.
Ooh.
I want to leave well enough alone.
Alright, is it deadly? I mean, I haven't been hurt. Okay, yep, it is. You see, I'm learning. Alright, this is that. I'm seeing an opening here. Just kinda curious if there's anything to look into. No. Alright. I don't see an entrance. Oh, wait. Okay, so there's no entrances. Okay, so there's nothing over there, nothing over here. And nothing in there, I think. Run! What? Yeah, okay. Well, now I know. Here we go.
A fight.
Wait, where you? Oh, whoa! All right, come on, come on, big fella, come on. Where you at? Here we go. Man. Oh no, he's glitching. Ugh. Got these outlaws out of here. Alright. Looks like another crashed ship. Or a building falling. We got more robots. Alright, come on. Come on. Come on. There we go, there we go. Humanity! There we go. We're not gonna let the Matrix win. Aha, humanity survives. Humanity 1, robot 0. Oh no, wait, that's binary.
Where were we? Hey, Max.
Okay, what else? We got,
happens to us after we die?
The body returns to the universe from whence it came.
Oh, that's their thing.
I'm sure you've seen a corpse in the various stages of decay.
Okay, let me try
Why
to
did
do
we
this.
in the first place then? What the hell's the point?
Our lives contribute to the betterment of the human race. Everyone has a part to play for the greater advancement.
I ain't got a part. Life ain't a damn cereal.
You helped people survive the Monarch evacuation, did you not? Perhaps one of them will go on to unlock godhood for the human race.
Well, if they do, I hope they remember who pulled them from the jaws of raptidons.
Oh, hey! Alright, let's see what we got.
Hell of a job.
Yeah. My Ventum Mark 3 helmet. Okay. Already got one of those. Impact hammer. Another one. Ooh! A chef's hat. There's the Shot Cannon Ultra. Alright, let me just check. You have the sawed-off shotgun. You have the stun baton ultra. Let's see, that's 518 at a 43 times 12. I guess we'll stick with this. Wait, there we go. Just checking everything. Alright, onwards. Ooh. Let's see if I can install a mod for you, buddy. Zap. There we go. Now you got a little bit more oomph. What do we got in here? Alright, just some regular old stuff. I don't see the remains of anybody here. Okay. Let's keep on going. Looks inhabitable. Yeah, I can't enter. Ooh. Stun baton hyper. Let's see. Security Blade Ultra and Stun Baton Hyper. Stun Baton Ultra. Don't know if I already have this though. Whatever. Yes, switching out now. Yeah, so I don't need the Ultra no more. Let me break down. Dum-ba-dum.
Between you and me, Preacher, I don't think we can trust Sam.
On that point, we're in agreement.
I keep catching that bucket of bolts around my room. It says it's cleaning up bottles, but I ain't buying it.
You think you could be a bored spy?
Oh, fuck. You could be onto something. I'll tell you this much. If it tries to sell me another void-forsaken cleaning instrument, I'm kicking it out of the airlock.
Just check around. Okay. Now let's enter and actually speak with the hermit. Yeah, I can't enter any of these buildings. Nope. And I already went there. Yeah, okay. We will transition to the lodge. Oh, what's up? We'll check something. I'm not gonna take their stuff. Ooh, Roseway water music. Anything to read? You don't even have a terminal? Well, okay. Ain't gonna judge you. Okay. Let me save here. Get on my speaking cap. First repair. Yes. Let me get my speaking cap on. And my talking juice.
What have the solar winds deposited on my doorstep now? Just more dirt and debris? Or do you actually believe you are here seeking the truth? I must admit, I tire of the truth seekers. Mayhaps you're here to rob me? That would be so much more exciting.
Unfortunately, we don't have time for this. Yeah, we're here to rob you. What do you got? That depends. Who are you? We're here to get this book translated. Max?
We've been told this was once yours. I believe the knowledge within here contains the answers I seek. Answers that will free men's minds from toil.
I can translate it, but it won't do you any good. I can see you are a man in a hurry, and the insights in that book would take you years of study to fully comprehend.
I have spent my life in contemplation. I believe my mind is prepared to receive the truth.
Look, can we just move along here, please? Hermit lady, enough talk. How about you throw Max here a bone? We've come a long way here. We've come a long way to help Max get some peace. Is there anything you can do to help?
There is one way that can speed up the process. It involves a combination of several ingredients, some of which can be fatal. It is not for the faint of heart or the unprepared.
Oh, what will happen if you're unprepared? Well, Max just said he was prepared, didn't he? When you say ingredients, you mean drugs, right? Well, I want to know what happens if you're unprepared.
Either hallucinations followed by unconsciousness and a headache, or raving insanity, which can be fun in its own way.
Well, Max just said he was prepared, didn't he? Alright, well, you mean drugs?
A crass way to put it, but yes. Chemicals that can expand or destroy the participant's consciousness.
Oh. Well.
And I believe he may be right. There is both violence and peace warring inside you, Max. This process would be extremely tenuous for one such as yourself.
I'm committed, no matter the cost.
Well, shit. We've come this far. If we die, at least we'll die hearing colors and seeing sound.
Nyoka's the perfect other companion in for this. I'm in. I'm committed to taking as many drugs as possible, so count me in as well. I'm not sure. Let me think this over. Nah, I'm in.
All right. Head on into the meditation room and partake of the sacramental incense. It's waiting on the table when you're ready to begin.
Oh. Okay, so it's this room. Wow. Wow, man, it's all peaceful-like. Look. Dude, look at all the stuff. Okay. Better save. Alright, let's breathe deeply.
Poor Maximilian. Maximilian, why are you still doing this? You've been fighting against the world since before you left home. Haven't you figured out yet that the more you fight, the more pain you cause yourself?
Isadora de Soto.
Mother, you're dead. You can't be here. I knew this was too good to be true. These are just cheap hallucinogens that have... What's happening to my voice? Does my voice sound weird to you? And what's wrong with your face?
My face? What's wrong with your face? Where'd you get that second mouth? I want a second mouth.
Whoa, man. See what happens if you hit her. Right. Right the first time, Max. This is all bullshit. Don't fall for it. If she's a hallucination, why am I seeing her too? Your mother's right, Max. We should listen to her. Well, we should figure out if she's a hallucination or not.
We are obviously the victims of a tasteless joke being perpetuated. Perpetrated? I mean, we're being made fools of, aren't we?
Well.
Get out of here. I'm going to show that hermit what you get for messing with me.
Maximilian, always ready to give up, to lash out, always searching for answers, but always in the wrong place, never looking inside himself.
Whoa, trippy.
What avoid do you expect him to find inside himself? It's just blood and squishy bits and... Oh no. If I vomit on you, I want you to know I ain't sorry.
We came all this way. We ought at least to hear her out. Okay, Vision Mom. How about giving us answers instead of hollow platitudes? Don't listen to this crap, Max. You were right. This is all just a sick joke. Alright, let's just ask her what she had, and let's see what she has to say.
And platitudes from a figment of my imagination, no less.
Who said I wasn't a figment of your mind? But you know the truth. You don't need someone else to tell you. You've always known it. Everyone knows it. They just won't see it. We're overwhelmed with stories from our earliest days. The stories others tell us, and the stories we tell ourselves. These stories are how we try to make sense of our lives, but they are not real, are they? They're just stories. You need to drop your story and see the truth.
I could tell you all manner of stories. If I weren't... I'm sticking to alcohol from now on.
Your mom's right, Max. Your story blinded you to the truth and landed you in prison. Seeing the truth is easier said than done. How about we cut to the chase here, lady? Figment. Shut this crap down, Max. You don't need this. See what happens if you hit her. Let's see. Your story blinded you to the truth and landed you in prison. Well... Seeing the truth is easier said than done.
You want me to give up my discipline? My control? Oh, but I can't. I can't. Without order, there is chaos.
You need to love the chaos, Maximilian. Let it envelop you. Take you where it will. Besides, you really have no choice anyway.
No, that's not true. The basis of everything is order, not chaos. It's true, I know it is. So did you. Why are you denying it? Before you died, the plan made you happy.
No, it didn't. I made myself happy. There's nothing holding you back but you. If you can't understand that, you will never understand anything. Goodbye, Maximilian.
Whoa.
This whole thing, it's just a farce, right? Just my own brain working against me? You couldn't be more right.
Whoa.
Hello, Max.
His father.
What? Who? Why do you look like me? Are you me? Not really. I'm who you think you are. I am disciplined, controlled. I have no doubts. And I don't exist. Yet you have judged yourself against me your whole life. Why? Why do you berate yourself for not being me?
Let them talk. Intelligence and perception. Wait, I figured it out. What? Intelligence and perception? What? I had... Is it because I just didn't drink the alcohol, or... Alright. Wait. Let's see. Okay.
Maximilian, why are you still doing this? You've been fighting, haven't?
Alright.
Don't tell me these drugs have warped your sense of truth, along with your face. Is it just me, or is everything a little wavy in here?
Let's see.
Never mind. This is all lies, I'm sure of it. We are obviously the victims of a tasteless joke being perpetuated. Perpetrated? I mean, we're being made fools of, aren't we?
Let's see.
When I get out of here...
Alright, let me just skip the parts we've already seen.
Always ready to... You wouldn't avoid the
Came all this way, we want to at least hear her out.
Thank you. It relieves me to see there's at least one positive influence in my son's life after all these years. Has he told you how he thoughtlessly abandoned us?
Thoughtlessly? How could you say that? I only wanted you and Father to be proud of me. I was going to be the perfect vessel. I was going to be a better... more full of the plan. This here, it's all coming out wrong. The plan, it filled you with a joy I could never feel. I wanted it. And being a laborer made me miserable. I was better than that.
Whoa.
You certainly convinced yourself you were. But don't feel bad. We continually lie to ourselves, weaving stories in a vain attempt to convince us that we are in control of anything. These stories are how we try to make sense.
Alright, we've heard that.
I could tell you.
Damn. Your mom's right, Max. Your story blinded you to the truth and landed you in prison.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Look where we are, Max. Trusting an unbalanced hermit with your sanity seemed rational to you? Didn't your story push you to study banned works to unlock the secrets of the plan? Banned works, though, I mean... Yeah, but that's... That law, I'm not saying breaking the law is like, you know... It's just like... You to study banned works, you should be free to study what you want, just because you're reading a piece of literature, and then... I mean... Let's see, which one is better? This one is still... Okay, this one seems more... I think like a better thing to say.
No, I just wanted to prove to my parents that damn it. You're right.
Max, you need to lay the past to rest. What happened with your father and I, it's long dead. To attain your goals, you must live in the chaos. Be fine with the chaos. Whether you resist or not, it will take you wherever it wants. More assuredly than even the fictional architect's plan would slave away to prove.
No, that's not true. The basis of everything is
heard
order.
This?
No.
This whole thing, it's... You couldn't be more right.
Alright.
Hello? What? Not really. Why?
What? Oh my. Is it because I just waited? Okay. Alright. This time I'm just gonna speed through it. Use this, and use this. Where's my character? Oh, no, somewhere. Alright, everything is high, and I gotta just dash my way through this.
Max.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do. Alright. Okay, so, if he does, he shouldn't. He's a better man than he gives himself credit for. Yeah, Max, why do you do that? I could let them talk, or... Intelligence and perception. Max, I figured it out. You need to kill this guy now.
What are you talking about?
He's your self. You need to get rid of him. Get it? It's almost like a bad joke. Never mind. It was a silly idea.
I can do that. We can handle this.
Skip hold enter.
I see you're back with us. Feared we lost you there. Never seen anyone pass out yet stay upright before.
Alright, thankfully, all that talking and arguing ruined my eye. What happened?
I woke up. The illusions I built for myself just fell away. I'm no longer interpreting, I'm experiencing. Everything is perfect.
I'm glad you found the answers you were looking for, Max. So you weren't as prepared as you thought. You've obviously gone insane. Really? Have you looked around the colony lately? Well, let's see. He said everything is perfect. I need to make sure that he's okay. If I just tell him he's insane, he's gonna die, whether if he's actually insane or not. If he agrees to this, then obviously, he's delusional. Let's see. If I ask them, at least we'll get I think his response will help me understand his mental state.
No. Not perfect in that sense.
Okay.
But it is still perfect. It's all there to be experienced, to be lived. Of course there is pain and loss, but the suffering is caused by trying to control reality, clinging to the way you want things to be, not enjoying the way they are.
There may be something to that. You seem happy, or at least not angry. If you say so. I've had enough philosophism to last a lifetime. Let's get out of here. Well, let's see. Okay.
I am content. I've finally found what I was looking for, even though I was looking for the wrong thing.
Nice. Wait. Let's resume this. Wait. Okay, so I saved that. What I want to check on, though, was... I got the ending that I wanted.
Maximilian.
Okay.
No.
Alright, let's listen to him and look what he has to say. It's weird, it doesn't show perception. Or is it either intelligence or perception? But anyway. I can't save here. Yeah, I can't save. So, if he does, he shouldn't. He's a better man than he gives himself credit for. Yeah, Max, why do you do that? Let's just let them talk. I want to hear what they have to say.
I don't feel right about this anymore. I need to get out of here. You asked for this. Why are you fighting it? The same reason you always do. Fear of the unknown. Not having control. Is this the answer? Because it sure sounded like an answer that I don't understand. Who are you again? And why do you look like me?
Oh no. Ooh, no. One uptight holier-than-thou preacher man is enough of a hassle. Now we got two. Time to go, Captain, before it gets worse.
This is a waste of time, Max. Let's just get out of here. It's time to end this conversation. Smack him upside the head, Max. He's just here looking for the truth.
He's not looking for the truth. He's looking for a new way to organize reality in his head. A new story of the happy you, the contented you, me.
That's not... It can't be right. I've only been searching for the answer to the equation because it will set us free, won't it?
How? By removing the need to make any decision, to have your life completely controlled, the illusion of certainty. Your obsession allowed you to avoid the real question. Who are you?
I'm Max. Me! I'm real. You can't convince me otherwise. Please don't convince me I'm not.
Yeah, please don't do that. I'm invested in being me. Or the Hermit may have been right. Listening to you talk seems to be driving me insane. So you're going to convince Max he's not real? This should be interesting. I don't think he's trying to do that, though.
Your individual self is what's not real. It is simply a concept.
By the architect. Architect? How could I have believed in an architect? That's ridiculous. I must be losing my mind completely. What you're saying almost makes sense. We exist inside our thoughts, thinking we're in control. That's it, isn't it? We have no control over anything. It's all lies. How could I not have seen this? But how do we escape ourselves?
Well, let's see. You're doing great, Max. Do you think the Hermit would mind if I throw up in the corner? I'm confused and nauseous, but mostly nauseous. The Hermit was right. This has driven me mad. Alright, well, you're doing great, Max. Alright, so what happens? So what happened?
I woke up.
Well, let's see.
In a way. Perhaps it's more accurate to say I was asking the wrong questions. I understand so much more now. I see it all. All there is to be experienced, to be lived. Of course there is pain and loss, but the suffering is caused by trying to control reality, clinging to the way you want things to be, not enjoying the way they are.
Well, there may be something to that. You seem happy, or at least not angry.
I am content.
Okay. Well, let's see. There's one last part of that I wanted to check out. Wait, no, what? Oh, did I save over that? Wait, load. Oh, wait, no, this was the one. Okay. Alright. If he does, he shouldn't. He's a better man than he gives himself credit for.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, Captain, but I don't know. Is it wrong to try to be a gooder, better person than I am?
But that's not what you're doing, is it? You're desperately trying to find a story to organize reality in your head. A story to control everything. A new story of the happy you, the contented you, me.
That's not... It can't be right. I've only been searching for the answer to the equation because it will set us free, won't it?
How? By removing the need to make any decision. To have your life completely controlled.
The illusion of certainty?
Huh.
Your obsession allowed you to avoid the real question. Who are you?
Okay, so then it leads us here. Way to convince Max that he's not real. No.
You're
I'm confused. Okay. The last one is... yeah. Wait. Okay, there we go. Ooh.
Maximilian.
No.
This whole thing, it's...
Alright, let's see. Yeah, Max, why do you do that?
I don't. That's not how it is at all. I don't know. Is it wrong to try to be a...
Okay, so then
that's not what you're doing.
Alright, so it leads us down this path. Alright, so we can either... Wait. Alright, so now I want to go down the path that I wanted to take. So let me... Alright, and this is the last one I'm going back on, so I just wanted to see, like, you know, what he actually says to this. But, I am going... Let's see. This one, and this one. Alright. So I want to do the original one that I did. Let's see, we're all the same, okay. Okay. Seeking the truth is easier said than done. There we go. Let's see. Okay. So, the original one that I did want to take is this one. It's kind of weird. So, again, if this wasn't a barrier, and I was here originally, the one I would take, and I think the first one that I wanted to take was... I do want to say this, because he's a better man than he gives himself credit for. The thing is, he needs to come up with this himself. A lot of this can't come from somebody else. It can't come from somebody else telling you this, because it just builds codependence on that person, constantly giving you this, like, gratification. So, yeah, Max needs to be the one to get rid of this person. And he's basically just saying, like, dude, I shouldn't, you think that being me, being this dude, will make you happy. So, by getting rid of this person, I think he learns to embrace that he's not fully in control of everything. So, like, metaphorically, by getting rid of this dude, he frees himself. So, yeah. This is the one I want. What? Oh, was it because I stopped to talk? Yeah, I know. Alright, I know, I went back. Alright, speeding.
Maxim.
Yeah.
Hello?
Alright, here we go.
What are you talking about?
Never mind. Yeah, okay.
You'll regret taking us on.
No, okay. Max has got to be the one to do it.
I see you're back with us. Feared we lost you there. Never seen anyone pass out yet stay upright before.
So what happened?
Yeah,
and then I heard this. Okay, so I originally said this because I wanted to know about his mental state. Although I think this is better for him. Then again, I'm not trying to go back and change something, because this was my original answer. Because I wanted to know if he's okay mentally. So yeah.
No. Not perfect, but
Well, there may be something to that. Okay.
I am content. I've finally found what I was looking for, even though I was looking for the wrong thing.
Okay. Okay, well, this is the one that I want, so yeah. Save over this, yeah. Okay, we got Vic, we got Nyoka. Where's the lady, though? We have the Thinking Caplet. He's gained the Tuned-In perk. Oh, wow, okay, so I gained big cartridges, more big cartridges, and Incense Vessel. I'm sort of assuming all this is drug-based, everything she's got. Just want the... What is this? The Thinking Caplet. Have I gotten it before? Okay, it's just a regular thing. Alright, but I ain't taking anything else. Yep, nothing else. I already took one thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Alright. Yo.
So, have you found your answers?
Not so much found as finally listened.
Yes, it is quite the convoluted maze we build for ourselves.
You know what? Yeah. Besides, I already stole this. Didn't steal nothing else. Coming over here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So...
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Existence is simpler with your eyes closed. It takes courage to open them up. I'd ask what you both were talking about, but I'm afraid you'd answer. I'm tired of talking. We're leaving. We should go.
It looks like you learned something in there as well.
Nope. I already knew that. I was just enjoying myself. I believe I did.
Hearing that brings me great joy, my friend.
Well, we should go. I'm tired of talking. We're leaving. Let's be respectful. Anything else to say?
I hope your answers you have found are satisfactory. Not really. If they're satisfactory, they must be lies.
All right. Let's transition. Let's check for... No, Nyoka. Oh wait, let's check his perk that we just got. Oh wait. Tuned in. Drug effect duration. Increases the duration of effects when taking drugs. Awesome. Hey, it might be a good thing to mix him and Ellie. Nyoka. Okay. Alright, where is it? Where? Where'd it go? Just want to see what it said. No, not Canaan's Cradle. No. Empty Man. Help Max navigate to fulfill his vision quest by confronting any hallucinations he may encounter during the experience. Max appears to have finished hallucinating. Speak to him. Determine if he found the answers he was looking for. Yeah. Alright. Friendships do. No. Don't back the sun. Star-crossed troopers. From the Pugnant Primals. Okay, well, we're already close. Alright, which one is closer? We have one over here, and one over here. Well, if I go in this direction, because I have to go here, and then, so I'll go the one headed north, so that would be... Am I headed? Yeah. Let's head over here to get them primal glands. Alley-oop. We're on our way, don't worry. An outlaw. What the? Oh. Come on. Oh yeah. Come on. Come on. Alright. Where's the... What the...
We are victorious.
Okay, so we gotta... Okay, so we just have to go in that general area. Okay. South... Sort of south over here. Okay. Come on. There we go. Wait. Pugnant Primal Behemoth. Oh, so they even got a specific name, so we just gotta get the Pugnant. Wait, am I even pronouncing it correctly? Pungent. Pungent. Whatever. We're going after you. Come on. Nope. What? There we go. Dun 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 dun. Ah. Wait, what do I do? No. Oh, yeah. No. Locked down. Oh. Primal hide. Where'd you go? Oh, here we go. What about you? No. But I didn't get it. Where did... Alright, still here. What do I... Oh, here we go. Ugh. Alright. Pheromone gland. Okay, now this last one is all the way right here. Actually, would it be quicker if I spawned here? If it's downhill, I could just easily jump. Here we go. What is that? The Mega Primal. Alright, where do I hit you? Alright, there we go. Get rid of this Mega Primal. Nope, just going after you. Nice. A Stun Baton Ultra. No, I don't need this one. Taking this. Okay. Ugh. Ooh, what do we got in this little place? A box. Okay, an outlaw. A mixed-use outfit. Okay. What do we got in here? Nah. Let's see. Right. No. We're almost there, guys. Don't worry.
Here they come!
Oh, blind! Oh. Let me hit you somewhere else. Alright, I got it. Where'd you go? Wait, let me get rid of your buddy.
Our victory is their defeat.
We gotta speak to Nyoka. Nyoka, where you at? Ain't fall for that trick again. Alright.
What's up?
You mind heading to the ship for a bit? These glands are gross. Take them, please.
Outstanding. These ought to be enough. Let's get back to Monarch.
Yeah.
There's an old base I used to call home. I can get us in the door, but we'll have to shoot our way through the Queen's brood to get to the center. We'll set the bait there. Password to the door is Charon.
What's Charon? Remind me, what's this base again? It's about time we're going to kill a Mantiqueen. Let's do it. So what's Charon?
Hayes' idea. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, Nyoka. Charon. He said it was some old myth. Something about death and all the things we killed. Rest of us just thought it sounded cool, so here we are.
Remind me, what's this base again?
It's an old cave system we tried to turn into an encampment. You'll see when we get there.
Alright. Well, it's about time. Going to kill Mantiqueen.
Fucking right we are.
Let's do it. Let's head back to the ship. Because we still have... Yeah, we still got Felix's thing. Or, yeah. We're just going to Harlow's base. Alright, let's choose Felix and Parvati. Here we are at Harlow's base.
Clyde's got himself a cozy little outfit, huh?
You sure you want to go in there, Felix? You know you don't gotta.
Well, we should. We gotta confront these things. And again, it's his choice.
Hey, you. Looking for something?
Oh. Let's see. Oh man, a lot of this has just been, I'll make this... Well, we haven't been fighting recently. Can I replace this? Oh no, so it's always gotta be that. Okay. I was thinking if I could just press F and just have it take all of these.
Where do you think you're going?
Alright, Volker. Felix milestones with me. Clyde Harlow's expecting us. Easy, big guy. I'm just looking around. Through you if you push me. Well, Clyde Harlow's expecting us. Let's just be regular.
Yeah. The captain said we might be getting a new recruit. That you, then?
Sounds like Clyde's jumping to conclusions, but yeah, I'm Felix.
You're on a first-name basis with Captain Harlow, huh? All right, go on through.
Gotcha.
Got my sights on you.
Okay. I'm not gonna get pissed. Alright. Is it stealing? Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's go through. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be picking anything up here. We got an outlaw.
Nothing to do but stand around and watch the stars go by.
Huh. I Anybody specific? Oh, no. Ooh. Just want to unlock this. There we go. Wait, this is iconic. Durable guards. I haven't had this before. That's the only one I'm taking. That's only because it has to do with iconoclasts. Aside from that, I'm not taking anything else. We're all good. Okay. Let's go through here.
That machine stole my bits. Why do we even have one of these? If the board comes after us, we'll be ready.
Oh. Excuse me. Ooh, it's got all these powerful weapons. Heavy machine gun too. Officer Spine Gold. This is Plasma Launcher 2.0. Pulse Hammer Gold. Alright. Nice. Whoa. it's minus in stealth, but damn, 84. What do I currently have... Check my inventory. What do I currently wear? I wear 63. It's less. And again, if I would wear this, I'd have less stealth skills. Let's see, Exacto Sight, Mr. Acid, Bypass Shunt, and Mag Pick. Alright. Huh. Oh, I guess we can take stuff from here.
You here to join the crew?
Don't think so. What about in here? Oh, nothing. Just a regular old bathroom. Okay. Okay, we got this. Let's see, what do I...
Been ages, that's all. No freighters, no jobs, no contracts and leaks. We're standing around kicking rocks.
Yeah. Who are you? Got another outlaw?
Hey, Felix. Carlos is here.
Ooh. Oh, and I can't open this one? Alright. Oh. Marlowe. And Harlow. Aww. Wait. It's through here. Oh, is this the... Okay. So instead of going that way, I also could have gone from the entrance through here. Alright, I see how everything's connected. I mean, we know all the universe and everything's all chaos. But at least these buildings are connected. Make sure.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see or a you've aged, old man?
Well, this is awkward. I'll just let you two work this out. No, it's fine. I'll do my own introductions. FD, Harlow. Harlow, FD. Guess I'll do that.
Your captain has a sense of humor, Felix. Good. There's a time and place for humor. So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
He's been watching out for us just as much as we've been watching out for him. Felix is family, mister.
Hear that, Clyde? I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy.
Tell me why we're here. How long is that going to take? We've got places to be. Felix had plenty to say about you. Well, you already seem to be... Alright, so from what he's told me, clearly, I guess he wants to take Felix away from me and have him work for him. I guess I don't know about that. He hasn't said it directly, so I guess I'm still not supposed to know that yet. So tell me why we're here. So yeah, I'm supposed to be oblivious about it, so how long is that going to take? We've got places to be. Yeah.
I'm afraid I have not made myself clear. Felix may have served you with childlike aplomb, but the day will come when he puts away childish things and serves a higher cause. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix, but neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him.
So what? You want to put him through a test? Then allow me to enlighten you. Felix is loyal to me. You expect me to just hand over my own crew? Go fuck yourself. Good luck. He's the least reliable crew on a ship literally called the Unreliable. Alright. Well, he kind of pissed me off, but let's be logical. So he wants to know what Felix's loyalties lie. So he brought me here to have Felix confront both the captain he's with right now and his old friend. And I guess you want to put him through a test?
Everyone in my crew proves their loyalty. No exceptions. Not even Felix.
So what is that?
I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring should do nicely.
Alright, what did this Trask do to deserve death? You can't control your own people, Harlow? Oh, you can't control your own people, Harlow? How am I supposed to say? You can't control your own people, Harlow? There we go. Let's pretend I take care of your problem. What happens after that? Well, let's see, what did he do?
Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the Groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
Alright, we'll take care of it. There's more to this than you're letting on. Well, what do you think, Felix? Hopefully I can ask him his opinion, but I want to know if there's more to this.
You think so? Maybe we should have a word with Trask. Get his side of the story first.
You'd be wasting your breath bandying words with that traitor. But if it makes you feel better, by all means. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token.
Huh. Well, there's something I'd like to ask you.
Let's hear it.
You said you were working on something big.
A revolution is the work of a lifetime, Captain. I've spent my life preparing for the day of Halcyon's reckoning. Everything you see around you is the result of that preparation. A base of operations, loyal soldiers, freedom from the board's oversight.
It sounds like you got something planned to overthrow the board. So you're a band of outlaws living on the edge of an asteroid. Some revolution. What makes you think you're free? Let's change the subject. So yeah, you got the plan.
Hardly. The board is rotting from the inside. Tomorrow, next year, a generation from now, eventually the board will fall to pieces. Entropy is the natural state of the universe, Captain. All systems inevitably dissolve. When that day comes to Halcyon, we will be ready.
To take charge? Wait. So what makes you think you're free?
The skies around Scylla are curiously absent of patrol ships. It's almost as if the board's sphere of influence is shrinking. Besides, our facility is well armed and located on defensible terrain. If the board tries to lay siege to us, we'll make them pay.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say that. Let's change the subject.
Something on your mind?
Yeah. I wanted to go and see what Felix has to say, but I know how these choices gotta be final. How well do you know Felix?
Well enough. It's been a few years, but I still remember a thing or two. You had a chip on your shoulder. You'd argue over anything, and you'd never back down.
What do you mean, had? And for the record, you never could admit when you lost an argument.
You see what I had to deal with?
Something else I'd like to ask you.
Let's hear it.
Felix tells me you disappeared one day. Whoa. Alright. We gotta be careful when saying this. Let's see. Wait.
Something on your mind? Let's hear it.
Okay, so I can go back to this. Making sure.
Something on your mind?
Wait. Want to do that? Okay.
Something.
Felix tells me you disappeared one day.
I was working on this plan for years, saving every bit I could, drawing plans, biding my time. I never intended to spend my life laboring on the groundbreaker. When the opportunity presented itself, I did what I had to do. I left.
You might have said something.
I had some ugly business in Scylla. If I told you, I would have implicated you.
You want to elaborate on that?
Hephaestus controlled mining operations all over Scylla. Most of these operations failed. The company pulled out and abandoned their facilities. Mostly abandoned anyway. This one was running on a skeleton crew. My associates and I seized control in a matter of minutes.
What? Sorry.
Something on your mind? Let's hear it.
I guess that's it. Wait, let's read this. Main menu logs. Acquisition log. Independent freighter Cat's Meow. Haul contraband pharmaceuticals. Summary. Brought down salvage cargo, ransomed crew. Independent freighter, getaway sticks. Haul subversive literature. Summary. Brought down salvage cargo, crew joined up. Fighter, werewolf. Haul engine parts. Summary. Brought down salvage cargo, crew jettisoned in escape pod. Huh. So they got the Jetsons in this, universe. Wait, as usual, we were able to intercept these ships despite how clearly they masked their heat signatures. Our patron pulled through again with that tracking data. Don't know how they get their hands on it, but we're in no position to refuse charity. Alright, memo. Crew. I'm beginning to wonder about our patron when we opened up our scanners and sniffed the system for our latest Wildcat. We picked up a signal from a corporate freighter nearby. It was hauling 10 times more cargo than our target. No sooner did we scan it, a message came through, ordering us to go after the Wildcat instead. Something doesn't add up. Until I get answers, stay skeptical. Harlow. Open last entry. Pirate code. Rule 1. Harlow's the boss. Rule 2. Fuck the board. Rule 3. Why are you still reading, pig? Wake up! If you're seeing this, the board already owns you. You went looking for the rules. Why? Because life's a game to you? Maybe you like being played. You guzzle down that sense of security like it's purple berry flavored opium. Fuck rules and fuck terminals. It's not a revolution if we're using the weapons they raised against us time and time again. From the front lines of the riots to the corporate sit-ins and error, Document Pirates Code has exceeded character limit. Ah, the irony. Okay. Any other terminal to check out? No. Yeah, this place seems pretty small, so there doesn't really seem to be much to check out here. Ooh, excuse me. What? Okay. I thought we were getting in trouble. Yo. No! Get over. Hey, you! No. There we go. What do we got here? Alright, nobody's looking. What? No. I'm taking this. There we go. Not much else to check out. It's just this portion of the asteroid. Let's just see. Anything around here? Yeah, they usually don't care if you just kill sprats. Okay, I guess we're good. Friendship stew. Gotta go to Groundbreaker for this. We have to go to. Yeah, we gotta go back to Monarch. Let's go to the Groundbreaker just.
Not today, Sam. I am not in the mood for a deep clean. Oh, all right. Some culprit who shall not be named spilled Rizzo's lemon slap on my console.
Okay. Let's go to the Groundbreaker.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Yeah.
Sanitizing within established rings.
I think I'll initiate.
Let's see, let's stick with Parvati and Felix. Since the Groundbreaker is still a place for Parvati, although we gotta get to Byzantium. Rosanna. Good job. Inventory. Make sure. Pair all equipped. Ooh, okay, let's go to the bar. Right? I think that's in the bar. Okay, here she is. Una, dos, tres.
You mind? Trying to have a moment here.
Yeah. I'm looking for a guy by the name of Rufus Trask. I'm told he lives around here. Are you Rosanna Trask? Break's over. We need to talk. I'll just excuse myself. Alright, I'm looking for Rufus Trask.
Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Aww. Show her Harlow's emblem. If you know where Trask is, you want to tell me. I'm on the level. You can ask Junlei about me. Harlow sent me to find him. Okay.
That's Harlow's mark. No mistake. Guess he's not letting this one go. I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my account.
Alright. If Trask puts up a fight, it won't be your fault. I'm not going to lay a figure on Trask. You should worry about yourself. Aw, that... puts up a fight, it won't be your fault.
All right, I'll tell you where he is. Just get out of here, please. Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know.
Got a few more questions.
Please, just make it quick.
You and Trask split up?
That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to.
Marriage contracts? How much do you know about Harlow?
Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
Ah, sounds familiar. Felix? Harlow tells me Trask betrayed him. Do you know anything about that?
Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order.
He didn't tell you anything about Harlow?
No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I.
Well, that's all I wanted to know. I'll leave you be.
Appreciate it. No offense meant. Just been a long day is all.
I see.
It's been a day. Could use a little privacy if you don't mind.
Yeah, okay. But too many drinks have made you addicted to alcohol. You must drink often or will suffer from withdrawal. No. Let's see. Yo.
If it isn't my favorite friendly freelancer.
Aw, let's see what you got.
What ain't I?
Where's the one that I wanted to get? Oh yeah, let's take these. Where's the... purple berry. What's this? No, let me check something. There's one that I have specifically. It's Iceberg Aged Whiskey. Yeah, let's take these. Alright. Oh, okay, let's take this. Okay. Oh, wait. Where do I go? She's in Emerald. Oh, Track is hiding in Emerald Vale. All we gotta do is head there. Let's see. Okay, so they are in Edgewater. Oh, we haven't been there in a while.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Oh, we can still take Felix and Parvati since Parvati's from here. Alright. Where is... He's all the way over there. Alright. We're just gonna say hello. Ooh. Spooky. How am I gonna get there, though? Huh. Okay, so I don't see... Is there a specific entrance that I can use?
Here they come!
Eh? Oh. How you doing, guys? It's been a while.
That's the last of them!
He didn't mean to stumble upon you guys. Alright, what about here? What's up? Come on. Come on! Oh, wait, there's a small cave here. I've already been here. Yeah. Okay. And there's this little area, so that's where they are. Alright. Just kind of get close. Saving. All I want to do is just get close. That's all. I just want to talk. Don't lock me into a dialogue tree. There we go. Save. Let me get my regular attire on. Okay. This, and this. Yo.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me.
Attack. Good guess. No, good guess. Your wife told me where to find you. No. What makes you think I work for Harlow? That's right. Harlow said you betrayed him. Well, yeah, that is the truth.
Yeah, of course he did. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying.
Why did you betray Harlow? Harlow wants your ring as proof of your death. That's all I'm after. So why'd you betray him?
How do I know that I can trust you?
Well, what's the worst that could happen? Harlow sends a stranger with a gun after you. If I wanted to kill you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Get real tired of going in circles with you. True.
Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All the palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Go piss up a rope, kid. I've got nothing to prove to you. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes.
You're asking me to take you for your word. Show some evidence. You're asking me to take you for your word. Show me some evidence. I'm not going to kill you, Trask, but I am going to ask you for your ring. Hold on. You've got some explaining to do. You're saying Harlow's been using me? Well, let's see. You have any evidence?
Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task.
If you've got proof, let's see it. Yeah, there is. You're looking at him. You should have shown those papers to his crew, exposing for a fraud. Wait, so... There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task. Well, you're looking at him.
Huh. You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent.
So why would the board buy off Harlow? What was Harlow doing for the board? Alright, I've heard enough. What was he doing?
Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, Maybe worse.
Man, why would the board buy off Harlow?
Because he's for sale. Anything the board can buy, the board will buy. And that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless.
Damn.
With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me.
All right, I've heard enough.
Take it you've made up your mind.
Sorry, Trask, I can't let you live. I'm not going to kill you, Trask, but I am going to ask you for your ring.
You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Take care.
Mulling it over, huh? I don't blame you. You need something else?
Return to Hollow with Felix. Wanted to ask you about Harlow. Sorry, Trask, can't let you live now. I just want to ask.
Tell you what.
Well, that was it.
You need something?
Nah. Alright, that's about it for this dude. So these are all the people, I guess, who sided with him. What's up?
Don't bother me.
Alright.
Don't bother me.
Got my sights on you.
Don't give me any trouble, okay?
Alright. So I figure we gotta go all the way back to... Here we are. And we gotta go back to Scylla. A lot of backtracking.
So then I told him, oh, ha ha ha, that tickles.
Yeah, don't mind me.
No, don't desist. I think I might like it.
Yeah. The region... Oh, wait, where am I? Friendships due... Wait, I'm at Harlow's base, aren't I? Okay, there's inventory journal. Track said there's some evidence stashed in an event back in Harlow's base. It could be worth a look. Okay. So there's the evidence. Alright, let's go see about this evidence. How am I going to get there? Wait, if I go around the other side. Oh wait, no. How about through here? Here we are. Excuse me. No, it's not stealing. Alright, so this is stash receipts. These receipts detail payments made to C. Harlow on behalf of the board for freelancing services. Included are the names of several freighters targeted by Harlow's crew, their manifests, and the sum value of all cargo delivered to board authorities. Whoa. And we also got Felix with us. Alright.